only had one ear thing on, so that's how I roll.
Yeah, you get down like that.
The old Jim Norton.
Sorry, it appears the first 30 seconds of the show did not go out. Because, James.
Oh, man.
That one's on me, fellas.
Oh, I didn't even know I was smoking weed. Yeah.
Mike Coppolino is here.
Yes.
Let's just rehash that now that people can hear us.
You can only hear him. You cannot see him.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Correct.
He's in witness protection. Technically, this isn't even his voice. He kind of sounds like what's that chick that played the Bride of Chucky and then she got really good at playing poker?
Oh, Tilly.
Yeah, Jennifer Tilly. In reality, Mike Coppolino sounds more like Jennifer Tilly.
She's also the voice of Joe Swanson's wife in Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to bang Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah,
who doesn't want to bang Jennifer Tilly?
I'm just saying.
Does she still look good? James, can you bring up Jennifer Tilly on the TV line?
Yes.
Like, currently?
She's got to still look good.
She's one of those she's one of those chicks that could go either way. Yeah. Like, if she had just a really haggard COVID and put on 50 pounds or something.
Like Delta Burke?
Yeah. Remember when Delta Burke was hot and then Delta Burke was a blimp and then
Delta Burke was hot at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, way back in the day, Delta Burke was a smoke show.
You talking about Designer Woman days?
Yeah, dude. Oh, back when she was in her late 20s or her early 20s, dude, she was a smoke show.
I was more of an Andy Potts guy myself.
I don't know who Andy Potts is.
Andy Potts.
I don't know who Andy Potts is.
She played the secretary of Ghostbusters. She was on Designing Women.
I remember her as the secretary of Ghostbusters on Buffy.
I mean, if she wants
to... Jennifer Tilly's one of those that go either way.
Well, you never thought Kathleen Turner would turn out like that.
Oh, yeah, she's rough now.
She is. She drank a lot.
Well, also, is she rough now? Because I had the biggest crush on her as a kid.
Still, gotta have a little bit.
She actually did. She did The Graduate.
Holy shit! Delta Burke looked like that one at one point.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where Delta Burke was a fucking dime.
She's from Florida. That makes a lot of sense.
But she's Miss Florida.
She was.
When was she Miss Florida? For perspective,
I mean that's
1956.
Wow.
Yeah. So by the time you're exposed to her in Designing Women, she's already in her fucking 40s or 50s or whatever, in the 80s.
I mean, my parents were even alive then.
Well, when she first came out, she was brunette Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
what she was. 3 years later.
I like the picture in the second row with the red top. You can tell that she was auditioning for Debbie Does Dallas type shit in that photo.
Well, she married what's his face, the guy from Major Dad. The fuck.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember Major Dad.
That was another one of those CBS sitcoms, I guess you want to call them.
Yeah,
family sitcoms.
I just don't remember who was on it.
He was also in something else too. I can't remember, but yeah, they were married.
It's like a Dabney Coleman lookalike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a Dabney Coleman lookalike. I don't know what his name was.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
I mean, I have a Google box. I just got to put my drugs down to pick it up, and I'd rather do another dab.
Yeah. See, I just think celebrities are just celebrities passed down. They're the same celebrity all the time. Yeah, it's there's a Dabney Coleman out there. There's 3 Dabney Colemans. They're just cruising around.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still hot. Is Tina Turner still alive?
That's a valid question.
I don't know.
I want to say yes.
But, I remember,
she is.
I feel Thunderdome helped advance puberty for me.
That's right.
I was like, yeah, what's up, Tina Turner?
She's definitely still alive. I just saw a special with her on it, just from 2020.
Yeah. She's a fucking, and also, man, she's a grinder, man. She fucking works her ass off. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 81.
Yeah.
Tina Turner made it to 81 in spite of Isaac Turner.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And somehow Whitney only made it to 40-something.
Well, it's because bathtubs were invented. Same thing with crack.
I don't understand what happened with Whitney Houston. She was so, running a mill. Just a regular person. I didn't imagine her smoking crack.
Bobby Brown happened to Whitney Houston.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I get it. I don't want to be Bobby Brown's the devil. Just Bobby Brown had something he enjoyed, and he shared it with her. Dude, I have turned at least 3 girlfriends into potheads.
Well, have you
not on purpose. It just happens.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You smoke weed.
Yeah. So if the love of your life is out there smoking flat crack,
that's true. I guess
that's what you're going to be down with.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
You guys
Man, you look always paranoid, Jake. You're like, what's wrong?
Well, I just Just want to make sure everything's all right. So.
No, I get it. But like, the level of excitability in you like leaps sometimes.
I've always been like that. It's not like a new thing. It's always been like that. I used to fucking, man, I still am, but I was real bad with that shit when I was a kid. Like, real bad. Like, I was very spazzy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bet it just ramps during puberty.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was real bad. It was, yeah. And then once I figured out, like, masturbating, dude, it was over.
Right. Oh, you know what sucked? When I was a kid, until I was like 13, I shared a room with my sister.
Oh, man, that's rough.
So, like, I figured out masturbating, but at a time and period where I still shared a room with my sister. So, like, I could never jerk off in my room. It always had to be in the bathtub.
Oh, man. Yeah. Wow. Well, I've never masturbated.
I doubt that.
Never.
I doubt that.
Really? Never.
I bet you had a pocket.
I don't know how to do it. Yeah. I can never understand it. No, that's what I was. Oh, jeez.
No, we're back.
What happened? Well, like you just never.
Yeah. It just canceled out. I thought to reveal something. No.
Never even on anything?
Oh, totally. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Yeah.
You see you like riding a 10 feet down a cobblestone road.
Yeah, but it was always sad, you know.
It's never sad because you're learning to love yourself.
Yeah, man.
I feel like if you had honestly never masturbated, then you don't love yourself.
It's true, I guess.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
If you don't give a fuck enough to like figure out what gets you off, I'm not even expect anyone else to give a fuck about what gets you off.
I guess so.
That is true. So,
Yeah.
All-Star Game, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I haven't done anything on social media. I was kind of waiting to wait till I actually had the tickets.
Yeah.
Pamela and I are going to the All-Star Game tomorrow.
Yeah.
We wanted to go to the Home Run Derby and just do the You People show from the Home Run Derby, like for like 30 minutes, just like us watching home runs and talking shit.
I would love to see that.
If we could do it like from the room next door with the big TV, sure. If I have to go to Coors Field, fuck you.
No, I like talking shit at the actual players. Like,
Yeah, but I have to get downtown. Like, I don't public transport, so I'm going to drive, which means I got to park my fucking Suburban at the Home Run Derby.
fair.
Fuck you.
I saw that one time at Yankee Stadium. It was pretty funny.
Did you park at Suburban?
Talking shit. It was actually at one of my favorite players too. But you ever see someone talk shit, even though you don't like the guy, but he's talking shit so well, you kind of laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just respect the game, if you will.
Yeah, so this Yankee fan, we're doing like a tour at Yankee Stadium. We go to the Monument Park and all that, dead center field, right? So we're walking through, and it's pregame, and there's a Yankee fan in front of me, right? He's just yelling at fucking Boston players because their bullpen was going bad. And one of our pitchers, Bronson Arroyo, was fucking warming up or something like that, like a side section, whatever. He starts yelling at him, and the pitching coach comes over to give him the pitchers some advice. And then the guy yells out, "I got some advice for you, Arroyo. You fucking stink." And it was just the timing of it was fucking amazing. I started laughing, and then like all the Boston fans around me were like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "Cause that's funny." Like if the timing on that was beautiful, like the guy hit the nail right on the head. You gotta respect the game. You got it. I mean,
I feel like most people that would go to a Boston game at Yankee Stadium, though,
yeah,
they're not interested in the game. They're there to see Boston play the fucking Yankees.
yeah, that's perfect.
Traitor.
And hopefully we don't get beat up, which I almost did twice, which was fun. I didn't say anything.
Have you ever been beat up at a professional sporting event?
Almost once, but no.
How does almost happen?
I basically I got shit thrown at me, verbal threats, and then when I left, we left through this pedestrian bridge that goes to the parking garage,
like 30 Yankee fans saw my jersey and started saying Red Sox suck. And I turned around and like one of them was like, "Oh, we're gonna beat the fuck out of you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I had a giant friend, like a big fucking just yoked out dude, as like a buddy of mine, who liked every asshole in sports. That was his thing. He really dug the asshole players in sports. And he's like, he's been through this before, so he's like, just keep on walking. Don't acknowledge him. Once you do, it's all over with. He goes, because he fought all the time. And he's like, hey, like, I mean, granted, he's a big yoked out dude, but like, there's 30 of them.
Right.
You know, I don't know if this is really going to end well if me and him decide to fight them.
I went to a wrestling match one time when I was in like middle school. It was a WWE thing.
Oh, okay.
When it was still the WWF.
Yeah.
And when we were leaving, we caught this dude trying to break into my buddy Mike's dad's truck.
Yeah.
Like trying to break into the camper shell in the back because he had tools back there.
Yeah.
And my buddy Mike, I don't know why he thought it would work, but he thought he could DDT that guy.
Yeah.
And he wound up injuring himself more than the guy. And then I got kicked in the shins really hard. And I was like, I didn't even have anything to do with this. Like, steel toe boot to the shin. And I was just, 13-year-old little fat kid. I wasn't like... I was way more blubber than anything else. You know what I mean?
What about you, Mike?
Well, when I went to L.A., during COVID.
Oh, okay.
And first thing that happened when I went to perform in L.A., I was performing in Venice Beach, and I got maced.
Fuck,
I got maced
By whom?
by some dirt wizard that crawled out of a foot massage parlor.
Oh, my God.
What's a dirt wizard?
A dirt wizard is somebody just is covered in dirt or tan, but frosted hair. So you can't tell
Okay.
what's coming out at you.
All right,
But-
all right.
I didn't know because I was already too high to know where this mace was coming from. And then I saw where it was coming from because I was rounding a corner towards the boardwalk. And then, what's this mace doing? And then I just realized they were macing me.
Wow.
And they were macing me for like no reason. I had no reason. There was no reason I was getting maced.
So you were just walking.
I was the guy with the jacket. I was wearing a jacket. That's all I could think of. I was wearing this nice jacket, performing jacket.
Did they take it from you, or?
No. They just sprayed me in the face with mace. It's like, welcome to L.A. Here's some mace. That's what I got. And then I just I crawled into because there was a bunch of people performing. It was like an act of terrorism, basically. So I just walked into them and I started crying and everything. And then somebody gave me a water while I was blind. And
Closer to the mic, buddy.
yeah, somebody gave me a water while I was and I spilled it all over my face, and then I was like, all right, I got maced. That's the first time I ever got maced
Hopefully
in
the
Los
only
Angeles.
The first time. Does that imply that there's a second, or?
Well, I eventually there may be a second time I get maced because I might enjoy it actually after that.
So
No, actually there is a second time because I have long hair, and when I was in LA, I didn't have access to a shower. So what would happen is the mace stayed in my hair. So whenever the wind blew, it blew into my eyes. I get maced again.
Oh, my
All
God.
over.
Because it's
this-
basically just an
That's-
aerosol powder.
I wore my hairstyle was a jellyfish. I just kept stinging my eyes for 3 days until I found a shower.
This sounds like the worst nightmare ever.
It was great. I loved it. I loved
you
it. It was,
didn't, you
so
didn't
much
think to
fun.
even just go try and rinse it off in the ocean or something? Weren't you at the beach?
No, I just wanted to take a chance. I just I like this too much.
That's
I feel a little more authentic now.
maybe
It's almost like people are throwing food at me.
So I got maced when the Avalanche won their first Stanley Cup,
Mm-hmm.
riot mace.
Yeah.
I got maced when the Broncos won their first Super Bowl. I got maced in Arapahoe County Detention Facility.
Yeah.
And I got maced in Aurora City Detention Facility.
Jesus.
None of them I actually did anything to provoke getting maced, but they just happened to be macing everything.
Exactly. That's what it was happening. It was just like this person clearing a room. I thought they were trying to steal something, and they were just clearing a path of mace. And that's the only thing I could figure out. But it was right in my eyes, and it was purposeful.
They were stealing your sunshine. That's what they were stealing.
Maybe I think they were just welcoming me to L.A. I like to think that.
Oh, God, I hate California. I don't hate all of California. I apologize if you're a Californian.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Bay. I enjoyed San Diego, but it's way too expensive. I think I've seen enough of LA that I'll be fine if I never go back.
I mean, I went to college there for 2 years, and I enjoyed the people I met, but not the overall vibe of that city.
I never
Yeah.
been, man.
And I've been there. I've been back a couple times, and it's like, it really hasn't changed. It's true to its core value, which is completely superfluous. It's just
I get that.
it's just you. It's almost impossible to know anybody past a surface level, no matter how hard you try. Because
That's not true, though.
granted,
Yeah.
like I said, I still
Yeah.
have good friends that
Yeah.
I met in LA, but the overall vibe is like everybody tries to put on a persona
Mm-hmm.
that is like, I need to be LA, and that bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah, but I'm like more like a homeless person, so I hang out with like tweakers and stuff. So it's like they're all the same. Wherever you go, they're all the same, pretty
No matter
much.
what part of the country you're
Yeah,
in.
they're all coked out punk rockers, you know. So they're going to be like, they're not going to have that attitude, or they are, but it's just going to be really, really obvious.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, but
It's a fascinating idea. Just set the bar so low that no matter where you go, you can find the worst people.
Or the most honest people.
Yeah.
sometimes any smoking section is always a good place to start. Any
Yes.
place people
Yeah.
smoke cigarettes is a good place to start.
Yeah, but I feel like that's completely different from finding the people that are smoking meth.
I know, but you find those people just because it's Los Angeles and you're on the boardwalk.
I don't know, man. I've been to LA twice.
It turned
and I
into the
wouldn't-
apocalypse
I
during
didn't hang out
COVID.
with any tweakers.
I believe it.
Did it?
It did.
I
It
haven't
totally
been
turned
there in a
into
couple
it
years.
turned into like Escape from New York. Like it was just full villages of tents, like with like hallways and stuff, you know, like everywhere. And Venice Beach was like totally like anarchy zone.
I believe.
Like,
I mean, it's
Yeah, it was because traditionally the haven for it,
right.
Yeah.
and that's where it became. It was just like it was anarchy. It was like tent cities on the beach.
Jesus.
It was paradise, if you
Yeah.
really think about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like a sultan, only there's a lot of meth around instead of dates.
It is one of those places I would love to see, or go to, but
It was.
I don't know if I don't know if I ever will. I might.
I mean, you should.
To put your feet in the sand is very nice.
Oh, I've done it on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like I'm from like an ocean town in New
Oh.
Hampshire.
California beaches are very different.
Oh, I understand that New Hampshire beaches suck ass. They fucking are garbage. They're all except for like one, and that one is like to begin with.
Oh, for sure.
It's fun. Hampton Beach is a great place to meet like a 14-year-old pregnant girl who smokes. That's the,
Well, I think any beach is great. I love beaches. Like
I'm a fan of beaches. I don't give a fuck about oceans.
Well, Columbia River has a great beach. If you're in Portland, that's a great beach.
I don't think I'll ever
Portland,
be in Portland.
Oregon?
Portland, Oregon. Columbia River has a great beach.
Do they? I've been there a couple times. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, it's on Salvie Island, and it's all beach, and they have blackberries growing on the top. So where you park, you eat blackberries, and you hang out at the beach. Then people like film like porn like stuff.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Like a bunch of yachts out there with girls and stuff, and just like filming like stuff for promos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Copy that.
It's great.
I'm
Interesting.
gonna do that. I'm in Portland like every 4 or 5 years, so
Yeah.
now I have a new thing to do in Portland.
man, I gotta get
It's
out more.
definitely Salvie Island is great. Yeah, used to hang out there when I was tripping.
Oh,
I would specifically go out there driving to trip out on Salvie Island because it's the most peaceful place.
oh, really? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sandy Beach?
Sandy Beach. It's a sandy beach.
And you don't see that so much, like,
Yeah, on a river.
right.
Yeah.
It's great.
Huh. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Good times.
I like the Gulf of Mexico. Like right where like Florida and Georgia hit.
Okay.
That is an awesome beach.
Oh, like-
I really enjoyed that.
Like,
Panhandle area.
yeah. Florida, Bama.
There's nothing quite like the beaches in the like South Caribbean though. I've only been once in my life where it is like you can stand in 6 feet of water and still see your feet. Like
It's true. Yeah.
no place else, like, you know, there's places in the Mediterranean, like there's these little pockets around the globe, but it's like there's places in the South Caribbean where it's like, wow, you can literally like watch the fish and shit like right fucking there. It's wonderful, and it abates my horrifying fear of sea monsters
Oh, really?
because I could see them come.
See, that's what gives me like the.
I don't think watching the fish orgasm is going to help me.
Well, see, so I grew up in the Northeast, like Hamill did, and I was a surfer.
How the fuck did you surf in the Northeast? Honestly.
Oh, surfing in the Northeast is actually fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, the
All right,
waves
maybe
aren't
just-
nearly as big, but the water's warmer. That's why East Coast surfers very rarely wear wetsuits because of the Gulf Stream.
Okay.
Whereas, like, even in San Diego, the water ain't that fucking warm.
Right.
You got to get down to Baja before because all that water, it's the opposite. It's all coming out of the north. All the water on the East Coast is coming up from the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's why
So
we
the-
don't get hurricanes. We're right on the border of hurricanes.
Yeah.
So if hurricanes just go and they just pass right beside us
Yeah.
in California, it never gets warm enough.
Correct.
But they have where do they have? They have surfing in an island up there, like in the Arctic.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's some
Right.
great surfing up there. You got to
Yeah.
wear a dry suit. A wetsuit won't even cut it because the water's like 29 degrees.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, but they have the Gulf Stream goes all the way up there to a point where it's like 85. And it's up there, way up.
No shit.
Yeah, I forget what the island's called, but there's an island up there, up off New England, that's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Prince Edward Island.
No, that's a Canadian province. I think the one you're
It's-
talking about.
It's where they landed all the planes during 9/11.
Yeah.
And they landed all these planes during 9/11 because they had to ground them or something.
Right.
And that
Because
was one of
every
the
plane
islands.
was a threat at that point.
Yeah.
Is it
But
nearby?
none of those threats were actually handled.
Yeah.
They were allowed to shoot missiles into my Pentagon.
It's true.
No.
It's a well-tread territory on this show.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm just sort of like find a way to divert the
Nope, I
attention
stopped.
back to surfing. But no,
Yeah.
I surfed, and the only reason I stopped was actually I had a shark encounter. And I was just like, because I was like way out, like the tide was right that the breakers were like, it felt like you're like a mile offshore.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's just it. Like you're fucking a couple football fields
So
out there to where
A
the
shark
breakers
almost
are.
got you?
Nope. You get the dorsal and it like
Swam by.
it bumped into me, and
Oh.
that's because like I'm a tall guy, so
Yeah.
like my legs are usually hanging off the side of the board,
Yeah.
even if I'm swimming. Like I can't and that fucked my head up.
Oh yeah. I can
And I was
imagine.
just like, I caught the next wave and then fucking like booked it. I was just like, you know what? And that's about enough fun for James in this. And then I tried skimboarding because I figured that would be an adequate equivalent, like where you go out to the waves and like flip over the waves like a psychopath.
Yeah.
And that's when I learned that without a fin on the bottom of the said board, that no, my balance is terrible. Like the fin really helps. Standing on a thing with no fin is like jumping on a skateboard with wheels that go in every direction.
Oh, okay.
It's a crazy thing to watch. If you've ever seen skimboarding, it's a crazy thing. But you have to have the right type of beach. You have to have a downsloping beach.
Let me see if I can find a video.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of this.
I really haven't either.
It's
Oh, this shit. I see people in like Maine do that shit. Yeah.
thank God it's muted. I don't even know if I have audio for this.
Good lawn, bad lawn.
There's a place called The Wedge in Newport Beach where you do skimboarding and surfing. It's like 20-foot waves.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a close shore break.
Yeah, so you basically hop on this, and
So it's just the stand-up version of boogie boarding?
well, that stand-up boogie boarding is more like surfing. This is like you go out to the wave, catch it as it hits the shore, and then immediately go back to shore. Like you're never
You have to run it
in the water. Like, but you can see like people do kick flips and shit. But you have to get this running start. You drop the board at the time, and then you step on it. Like it's a fucking art form to be able to do this shit. And then you basically surf, but it doesn't have fins on it, so it's really hard to control. Takes a lot of fucking
The
practice.
surfing is actually a new thing. It used to be you just went into the ocean and nobody ever surfed on it. It was just good enough that you did that. It's like when skateboarding first started. like people wouldn't do any tricks. They would just
Right.
enough was just doing it. Then people started doing this.
Like
There's-
body surfing's fun as shit. Like there's nothing quite like swimming and then the wave catching you and it's just your body and you're
Yeah.
just like cruising along under something else's propulsion.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience.
But you got to have the right beach. Like most beaches aren't like that.
I don't engage in ocean sports. I have ridden a wakeboard.
Really? Like pulled behind it
Behind the
on your
boat?
knees?
No, I stood.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a fucking kid. What do you-
Oh,
I
it's kneeboarding. Sorry.
whenever I went to the beach and shit, I would rarely ever go into the ocean. Rarely. It wasn't just because you know.
I hate sand crabs. Sand crabs are like these little things you use as bait.
Yes.
But in San Diego, sand crabs get like about as big as a napkin box.
Jesus.
The
So
fuck out of here.
no, they're like that, and so like the sea monsters, they actually have like things and everything on them. So it looks like something from like a bad like deep sea movie coming out to get you. If you pull one out of the surf, it's like as big as your fist.
Jesus.
Fuck all
Yeah,
that.
because like
Yeah,
the
I don't
sand
wanna-
crabs I've had is sometimes you'd like be standing there and you get like little
Little
pinches,
tickles. Yeah, little tickles.
and it was just like, oh, those are sand crabs.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
That's what I used to think. And then I got out a little closer, and these things have been polluted by, like, Mission Bay or something over in San Diego. So they're just monsters. And you drag them out, and then you throw them at people. Because they're just disgusting. And they
Mike, I
smell.
want you to write a book. I want you to write a book about how to take the homeless adventure vacation.
Oh, I could do it.
Dude, there is not a doubt in my mind. And I will help you reword anything you want because I am a legitimately good writer. And then fucking, dude, that'll be how you get rich enough that you can live homeless forever. You'll never have to have another day job again.
Oh, nice. Well, I always
Like, we'll
wanted to be
just-
homeless and do that. But I want to do that on my own, too. I want to be able to do that on my own.
Yeah, but you can just take your book money and have it wherever you need to keep it.
That's true.
And then you can just live as homeless as you want. But like if something happens to the van, money's there to fix it. If you decide you need a shower before 3 days to get the mace out of your hair, you can afford a hotel room. You don't have to ever get a hotel room.
Well, I don't need to because I have a 24-hour fitness. This is actually a commercial. Can we do a commercial or can't we do a commercial?
Mike
Because, like,
Coppolino, I love you. You
rules
can
of
do
radio.
anything you want.
But I go to 24-hour fitness. I'm one of those people, and people make fun of me.
No, not
You
at
know.
all.
Oh, no. Actually, in some of the jokes now, it's like people make fun of me because I have to take a shower there. But I take a shower there before I go to work. So, yeah.
Oh, I honestly keep. So I do a fair bit of traveling for one of my jobs.
Yeah.
If you keep the hotel keys, yes, it'll never work in that room again, but it'll get you into the building.
Oh.
So it's real handy to like whenever I'm like going out, I'll keep a couple on me because there's at least a clean shitter available for me. Like when you need to take a dump and you're just like, I want like hotel clean kind of shitter.
Yeah.
They
That's
almost always will still get you in the building. And what I've heard is a lot of times it'll even get you into the gym.
Ooh.
So it's like I always
Can
keep
it-
a handful on me
but-
for like Marriott's and all this shit. And it's
Can
like,
does it get you into the buffet in the morning?
I've had free breakfast at Embassy Suites by the Convention Center on more than one occasion when I was not staying there.
Well, if you're young and homeless, you can like always pretend you're in college, and just use all of the bathrooms at a college, and then you could sneak into the classes every once in a while like, for free. You just got to look homeless enough and like lost. As a kid,
And
you
nobody
could do
wants to
that.
say anything about it. It's like, are we
Nobody
going to
will
talk
say
about
anything
this
about
guy
it
in
'cause
the
you're, like, paying
corner?
attention.
Like, good
That's
for
how it
him. He's
works.
learning.
Yeah, he's learning. He's not like learning like anything like valuable because it's not like he's not earning any credits.
Yeah.
But
Who gives a shit about the credits? I've either learned something or got out of the heat into air conditioning for half an hour.
It's true. Actually, air conditioning is the best. And yeah, bathrooms.
Yeah.
You almost have to have like it's really a tour of bathrooms more than anything if you're homeless.
It's your
That's
book,
the
Mike.
thing.
We can call it Tour of Toilets if you want.
I mean, I'm all for the alliteration of this.
Oh, you got to review laundromats, and you got to review like all these things are like the things that make like homeless life livable.
Yeah.
Like your buck of scoop Chinese food.
Yeah.
You got to know that stuff. You got to know what stuff in town is like that.
Yeah.
So it's like a hobo guide for somebody who actually kind of has a job.
Okay. All right. Like you're
basically.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to work for somebody full time.
Yeah. Like
You
you're
just want to live.
Yeah.
And spend as much of
I
your
know
time doing
legitimately
what you
probably
want to
a
do.
half a dozen people that just DoorDash for a living and live in their car.
Damn.
They're like, yeah, just find a well-lit parking spot and fucking crash. I'm like, get 'em, killer.
It's true.
Shower at the gym. I'm
Fuck
like,
it.
awesome.
Yeah, I like saving up money though too. I mean, I'm not just doing that. I mean, I actually have a job.
No, I know.
Yeah. So
But that's also a good point. It's like if you live well below your means, or live below your means, like if you're just earning most of your money's going somewhere else, then all of a sudden you can also do absolutely whatever the fuck you want.
right.
And nobody can tell you otherwise. You're not beholden to like
Right.
a landlord,
Until
a
the
mortgage.
winter comes. Until winter comes, seasons decide like everything pretty much, or
Fair.
somebody kicking your ass. It's like one or the other. Like the winter, no matter what, is all weather is just like the killer, you know, for everybody.
Right.
But in the summertime, you could live wherever. But you could live wherever. But I prefer to live in I prefer to live in California in the winter. Let's be honest.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to have some sort of income while you're doing that, and you cannot afford to live in California.
No.
Yeah, there's no unless you do the whole thing where it's like you build another whatever Joshua Tree, like another hipster desert resort, and do that somewhere further down the line. You could do that, but they still have to bring in money. It's like
Right.
you have to be like Meow Wolf, you know. You have to have wells and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man.
But then all the water's going to run out anyways because everyone's going to use all the water because it's California. That's why there's 40 million people there. It's beautiful.
When do you think that place is going to be like just a desert hellscape?
It's almost
I mean,
there
right
already.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm talking like Mad Max level.
You haven't
Right
seen
now.
You haven't seen L.A.
Is it that bad?
It's
Yeah,
getting
if you got
close.
to
Like
Venice-
I've seen things that I never. I mean, on TV and shit. I haven't seen it like in real life. So
Everyone's coexisting right now in L.A.
Oh, really?
That's what it's like. It's
Shit.
Mad Max and super rich.
The
Oh,
thing
wow.
is that Mad Max is
And people that are just working.
well, like LA's going to turn into like the what were the bad guys in Waterworld? Because they have a shit ton of oil. California has more oil than any state. Yeah, right? Yeah, more
They
than
stopped
Texas.
pumping
LA has a fuck ton of oil. That's where all the money of LA comes from, but they'll have no water.
Right.
So why do you think they want electric vehicles?
So they're basically going to be like Saudi Arabia. In a weird
Because they
way.
need a way to get around because they're going to have all the oil and they need something to trade for.
Whew. God
Well,
damn.
Well, they're going to have desalinization plants.
Yeah.
They got to be able to afford that.
Which, oddly enough, Dubai's kicking everybody's ass and Saudi Arabia is kicking it because, you live in the desert. And then they're going to sell that to us when their oil runs out. They'll be like, now the Americans need water.
Ugh.
We can sell that to them for $80 a barrel.
We could be tugging icebergs too.
Really?
Yeah, we could tug icebergs.
For
That's
as
the thing
long
with
as they're
that.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, exactly.
I mean-
Exactly. But LA's going to be the first to tug icebergs,
Man,
Yeah.
I can't believe in my lifetime I'm going to watch the complete fucking dissolving of America. This is going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be
Oh, this is
stunning.
I made that point at the mic last night. I was like, because a lot of comics make jokes nowadays about suicide, which is fine. I'm not here to critique anybody's like decision on what they want to make fun of and shit or talk about.
What they
like-
want to make fun of.
Yeah, but
Well
like
put.
why though? Why would you want to kill yourself now? This shit's just getting good.
It's true.
Why would you want to jump out now? Like,
Oh, because a lot of people don't see it as getting now good or interesting or wanting to see, a lot of people are just freaking out that it's not the way it was.
okay, well, I mean,
A lot of people are freaking out because they feel like they no longer have any sense of control.
yeah,
Like they spent the last year being told where they could and couldn't go and what they could and couldn't do. And now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden they're free,
yeah.
but they spent the whole last year shaming everything in the outside world. You've basically programmed yourself to avoid the outside world. People are losing their fucking shit right now. It's worse now than it was during lockdown.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I think the other factor is like I remember going through high school. You would like there were school like administered things to tell you what you were best suited to be.
Yeah.
To grow up, like this is what you should be. You should be a engineer. You should be a businessman.
What was
you know,
yours?
like all of these. I haven't the foggiest.
Lumberjack.
But-
They told me lumberjack.
But you start
Oh,
that
really?
as at
I
an
can see
early
that.
age as
Yeah.
like what
Just on
you
picture.
should be. Sorry, I stomped all over that.
What's that?
I stomped all over
Oh,
that.
sorry.
I'm sorry. But you were told all these things that you should be and that you should aspire to be, and nobody said you should aspire to be happy at any time. And so when the world and the economics of the world changed, at least in this country, changed so drastically that people didn't know that you just were supposed to be happy, and they were like, well, I'm not this, and now I'm just struggling. It feels like you were like your entire let's say 18 years
Yeah.
was a complete waste of fucking time that you
could have
you
just
know,
did
and-
it. You could have
and
just
so that's-
followed that path, and you would have made it.
and I think that's where a lot of the like deep depression comes from, is this instillment of you should be this,
That's true.
and no acceptance of the fact that like you can be this, and that's your fucking choice.
Yeah, I
and
get
people
it.
get because they thought I was supposed to be this, and then you have parents maybe that are like, he had so much potential.
Yeah. Well, I pulled a splinter out of my finger. You should be a doctor. You know, it's like that's what the parents say that. No, I actually took those tests when I was in second grade,
Uh-huh.
and they said I was best suited to be a tire vulcanizer.
That's a phenomenal niche job, though.
But I don't even know what that is, but I was best suited to be that. And I said, I don't even want to understand what that is.
Tire vulcan.
A tire vulcanizer. I guess
I
they,
never
like,
took an official test, but I had a high school guidance counselor tell me I would probably work at a gas station my whole life.
Jeez, that guy's an asshole and a half, huh?
That's a different kind of guidance counselor than I had.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead.
That's
and say.
because you went to a good school in a nice neighborhood, and I went to a school where we got shot at, but no one cared because we were poor.
Fair.
Is there Ashton?
I can get you one.
I
Probably
was gonna do
somewhere.
this, but I assume this says filled with valuable
That is
stuff.
actually peanuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
James, you got to empty over there. You've got 3 cans in front of
Just
you.
use that.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. No, mine just
Thank you.
basically.
Thank you.
They always assumed I was stupid, which is great, which was fun. They thought I was like a retard. It was kind of. I'll never forget scoring a 128 on my fucking IQ test. Right. It's pretty high. It's like
That's very high.
that's pretty good, right? They thought I cheated. They made me do it again.
Oh.
I swear to God.
Yes, because that's
No.
that type of score is a statistical anomaly,
I got
and so they need to make you do it again.
I did it again, and I got 129. So,
I've
they-
never taken an IQ
How old
test.
were you?
I might be an idiot.
No, the whole school had to do it. It wasn't just me. The whole school had to do it. But I was 15, 16 years old, something like that. But like no, they literally cut the school day in half, and the whole school had to take the IQ test. And it was
We used to
fucking
have to
big.
take the Iowa test to basic skills.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to do Iowa tests like every other year or something like it
Yeah.
throughout your
And
progression.
then whenever Colorado testing took over in the late 90s, I remember that. being a
Testing's
thing.
actually ruining
I-
fucking education. in my
That's
opinion.
Yeah.
that's the biggest point of it is just like they just started teaching to a test because that's what got them funding, and it was the stupidest thing. But they felt that it was like, well, if we take a test, and everybody's we are ensuring the advancement of the intelligence of our children, and it was like it has the exact opposite effect because you're not teaching people
It's-
critical thinking skills.
This is basically what it is. Hey, all the restaurants in this country stink. Let's all turn them into Applebee's.
Oh, no.
No, that's exactly what they do with education.
Yeah,
now.
you have to you have to
Yeah.
live to the Applebee's quality of food because
Yeah.
that is the acceptable level of food.
Everything has to be transported in the same bag.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. All the ingredients transported in the same bag.
Yeah.
Because of environmental concerns.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do it. And then
Yeah.
every restaurant would be like that. Astronaut food.
Oh God. Have you ever had space ice cream?
I have not space ice cream.
Is that different from Dippin' Dots?
it's
Not that far off, actually.
You had it before too, right? Or no?
Yeah, and I've had
It's
the
gross.
shitty stuff, and I've had the good stuff.
I had the Neapolitan ice cream.
It's come a long way. I think when you and I were kids, it was a novelty.
Well, the thing is with me is that I'm from New Hampshire. Which is where Chris McAuliffe was from.
Right.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
So we were really big into space because like everyone was like space because Chris McAuliffe, and we had like legit astronauts show up to our schools sometimes. You know, and talk to them.
Hey, Emma, would you like to hit Michael Coppolino's pipe?
Yes, but no, that shit tastes like crap.
No, I've never
gotten
had
better. It's gotten
astronaut
better.
food, but I did have Dippin' Dots once, and I did not understand the hype. I think Dippin' Dots was just exciting because for a long time it was exclusive.
Yes. I don't think it's
It's
that
not
fantastic.
good.
At the mall,
It's like the kind of shit I used to put a drop of acid on each one, sell them individually.
That's true. I didn't.
My
understand.
favorite was sugar cubes. Like when you watched it hit the sugar cube.
There's a certain satisfaction when you did that, for sure.
Okay, so like, what do you like transport wise? How do you do that? They put them in like in foil.
What?
So, because if you touch acid, you'll trip off of that, right?
Potentially.
I mean, depending. Like you can handle it. There's certain ways you can handle it to minimize all that.
Yeah.
You can transport it in foil. I always transported mine in like wax paper.
Yeah, wax paper did fine for me, but
Okay.
I wasn't really
Because-
walking around with too much of it. Like, people came to me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But like, if you had just had a couple hits in your wallet,
Yeah.
a cop knew that a small piece of tinfoil was drugs.
Yeah.
But if you've just got a piece of wax paper the same size as a business card, no one pays attention to that
And
shit.
especially if it was just on paper, you just put that shit in your wallet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like thin enough that nobody's going to know what the fuck it is.
Right.
I've got random pieces of paper in my wallet right now that
The old George Costanza wallet.
Right.
Well, they were saying that they found a bunch of acid in books over at Mutiny. Like they found some acid in a book, and they wanted to do a story on it over at Mutiny.
like
they wanted to
10
actually
strips or something like that?
Yeah,
Like
they
it-
found like a 50 strip or something in a book because they process all these old books and they find all this crap all the time. So they found some acid, and they wanted to put it on 5280 magazine that they found acid in a book over at Mutiny. They said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, because
You can't report that.
Yeah,
But if it was like super old,
It doesn't matter. It's like just you don't want people like looking at through all your books for like stuff.
it would be
You
like.
know? That'd be like terrible.
Remember the time when Opie and
Yeah.
Anthony got the one ticket to the Super Bowl against the Packers and the Patriots years ago?
yeah.
And their plan this was their plan to give it away. They were going to hide it in a book in the Boston Public Library, and you had to go find it.
Oh,
They were going to do that. They didn't because the lawyers were like, "Are you fucking insane? You'll cause a riot."
Like everybody
Yeah.
ripping apart books in the
Just
Boston
running, yeah,
library.
just
It's
fucking-
like worse than a book burning, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake.
Where's the Patriots ticket?
But
Yeah.
that's interesting. I mean, that's. I'm trying to remember. I don't even think I bothered hiding mine. Like, I would just leave it around. It's just like hide it in plain sight was always my attitude. It's just like, oh, random.
right. Well, I'd never had enough of it. I never had enough to where I had to like really find a place to hide it. It would just be like somewhere. Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is that when I would get a vial, is that immediately apply that so that I didn't have a vial anymore with a dropper.
Okay.
That was always my thing, was like move it as quick as possible, because a vial says something very different than having like a little like torn up sheet, you know, like with perforated sheet somewhere.
It's
You know,
true.
like you can just hide that in a stack of paper.
Yeah, vial doesn't matter because nobody knows what's in a vial.
What kind of vial did you have? Like we always just got like eyedroppers.
Yeah, it was half the size of this with an eyedropper in it.
No, we used legit like you would get like a Visine thing and you would rinse it out and then you would hit it with like isopropyl alcohol and let it like fucking evaporate or whatever.
Right.
And then you just put the acid in that. So if you ever got caught, you just had fucking eye drops. And if the guy's ever like take it, like I've only ever had one guy be like, I don't think that's eye drops, and then you're like, oh okay, boop boop, and you know the day's gonna change, but you still like you can transport it that way.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, no, when I would get it, it would be in something maybe half the size of this
That-
with a eyedropper in
What
it.
kind of shit were you seeing though after that? Was it were you getting visuals?
So I've okay, with the exception of DMT. Anytime I've had visuals, like I always know exactly where I am.
yeah.
Like if I'm in the room, if I'm outside, if I'm whatever. But like, say we're tripping in here, it's entirely possible that since the foam goes like different directions on the wall,
Yeah.
like I'll watch that dance.
Ah,
Or like
okay.
if I look at the picture over your head, that thing will either continue going into the wall or continue coming out of the wall.
Ah.
And it's just so like I'm still in the room, I still see you, but like your microphone might be going like, ooh.
Ah, okay, okay.
And that's for acid, that's for mushrooms, that's for all those things.
It's like the night on my birthday last year when we all did fucking shrooms, and
Okay.
I was watching the tree across the street breathe.
yeah, like that.
Yeah, which was awesome because the moon was like right behind the tree, so it was like woof, woof, like that. Oh,
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
that's
so nice.
yeah, that's always the kind of visuals I've never seen like shit that wasn't there.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
I've
yeah,
never like I've had friends swear up and down they saw like cartoon rabbits and shit, and I'm like, dude, I've never seen
You see
anything like that.
You do see that if you close your eyes. And
Well,
just
yeah,
like
but
I do
that's
that.
not the same
Yeah.
thing as being like, did you see that rabbit?
That's,
I'm
somebody
like,
wants you
no,
to
man,
believe it.
I see that fire hydrant next to that dog.
Yeah. You're correct. Some people just want to be stupid.
So-
Sure.
You know.
But yeah, I've never had like, with the exception of DMT.
So, I have a quick question. Poll of the show. Tomorrow we're going to that game, right?
Yeah. Speaking to the side of the mic.
I am. This is right here.
I have you potted up higher, and I'm not hearing you
God
as
damn
well.
it! Is this better?
Yeah.
That is actually, I can hear you better now.
Okay. So can you see me good though? Yeah. Okay. We're fine.
Who cares?
I do. Would it be a wise idea to eat no, I wouldn't say a hero's dose, but a decent amount of mushrooms before I go to that game?
No,
No?
because you'll be like sick.
I wouldn't eat a lot of mushrooms, no.
You want to enjoy the game.
I think I would though.
Keep in mind, you're going to be where our seats are. We are going to be sun-soaked.
Well, the game's at like 6.
It's 5:30, I think, is the opening pitch.
Really? Okay.
The broadcast starts at 5, so that's what I'm basing on. Like, our tickets say 5:30 on them.
I think.
But
Yeah.
that being said, like,
Oh, we won't be as bad as the first base side. It's not the first base side, right?
no.
No. Yeah. So we'll be okay. We'll get fucking
But
fried. The
you're
first.
also going to be around, what, 45,000 people?
Okay.
And that is something to keep in mind.
And
Really?
negotiating with them for merch, because you're going to want to leave with at least a thing.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
Also, crowd noise.
Is that gonna
45,000 people during crowd noise while you're on
And
mushrooms.
also...
That's a wave of things. That's
so
a wave.
let's look at it. Let's look at
Okay.
this, okay?
It's like
I'm-
I feel like I
like
want
it.
to
No,
I
God,
want
I
to
have
do
one
it,
thing
but
I
I
wanna
feel like
say.
it might be a mistake.
I
Think-
have a logistical question. This is an honest and sincere question.
yes.
I've never been to or seen a home run derby. Is it under baseball rules, or do
No,
they
it's
just
the
take
actual-
turns hitting home runs?
It's the actual game.
No, we're going to the game.
The whole
Oh, you guys are going to the All-Star game, so that's 9 innings. How long does a regular baseball game last?
we're talking probably about 2 hours, 3 hours tops.
2 to 3,
Yeah.
In a
Okay,
worst
so
case
the
scenario,
dose of
more.
mushrooms you're discussing is easily a 6-hour day.
Okay.
So you're either going to be navigating the general public before the game, just to get to the game on mushrooms, or you eat them right before you leave and they kick in right as you're getting there. But then as you're about to peak, you are then leaving with 45,000 people.
I have another factor. If you were a civilian and bought tickets, you had to buy tickets to all 3 events. So the home run derby, the game, and what's it, the seniors game, the classics or whatever the fuck they call it, legends. So those were $3,000 a ticket. Everybody else is there on corporate money.
Yeah.
What type of people? This is not your average baseball fan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm drunk and I'm at the All-Star game. These are people that can afford to go to the All-Star game
They either
without
can
assistance,
afford it
or
or
they
they
have
know people
corporate
of-
sponsors.
They know people of influence, which is how you and I got tickets.
That's fair.
well, then you might fit in perfectly. Because everyone might be on mushrooms when you're there. Because
Okay,
it is the
yeah.
All-Star game.
I wouldn't bet on that. It's a possibility, but I
feel
wouldn't
like-
bet on it.
I feel like there's odds there. It's a great point because people would be like, "Fuck you, I'm getting fucked up." We're at the All-Star game. It's
Pretty
like,
much.
Yeah, and it's Denver, and we're all pretty much pro beer and all that stuff. As long as you make a complete ass out of yourself, you're good.
I'm not saying no. I'm not telling you no mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I would not hero dose.
Yeah, no shit.
I was thinking
I
that
would.
too.
I would go light. Get yourself a good body high.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game. Still be fully coherent.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, man, you're gonna have to exit with 40,000 fucking people.
Ah, yeah, good point.
And you have physical effects from
And
doing
that's,
heroic doses.
uh,
You actually have a physical
Yeah.
weakening of your
Yeah.
body.
So I made that mistake going to one of the Family Value shows at the Pepsi Center.
Okay.
I don't know what the James. Can you Google the capacity for the Pepsi Center?
Oh, it's like
I've been there recently. It's
19,000?
no, it's more than that.
So whatever it is,
It's like
this was
25.
This is for the Family Values, not the one with Eminem, but the one with Limp Bizkit
Okay.
and like Corn, Red Meth, Primus. Like it was a good one. It just wasn't the Eminem one. And fucking dude, I was like, yeah, basically I was peaking during like the last band, and then we had to leave the Pepsi Center, and I was like, oh.
It's not fun.
Because that's now the Ball Arena.
Well, okay. Also, you gotta also imagine the floors open up, so it's probably more than 20,000.
Correct, because you can fit another 7,
Probably, yeah.
depending
easily.
on the way the stage is. But at the same time, you also lose the back, so it's probably only like net 4,000 more for a concert.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
But yeah,
Yeah. No.
That was brutal, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I have friends that like, that's their whole life. Like I got a buddy that became an EMT so he could volunteer at Burning Man.
Oh, okay.
He loves Burning Man. That's his thing. Like he just sold his motorhome and he's building a truck rig thing.
What is Burning Man? Like, what exactly is it? Like, I know what it is.
I
but-
believe I've never been. This is all based on pop
yeah.
culture.
I do have a
some
couple
reference.
friends that go do it.
But I'm led to believe it is roughly like a week and a half, maybe. I know it's the course of 2 weekends, and I'm sure there's a little bit of overflow, like Sturgis.
Okay.
But they go into the desert and they build up this whole world for like a week, and it's just whatever the fuck you want to do, man. You want to do all the drugs? Do all the drugs. You want to have all the sex? Have all the sex. You want to do all the drugs and have all the sex? Do all the drugs and have all the sex. You want to spray paint a bike gold and run around on drugs? Spray paint a bike gold and run around on... Do what the fuck ever you want to do.
There are people that spend their entire year leading up to it building some awesome piece of art too, like sculpture, to just bring there and do whatever. Maybe they come back with it, maybe they don't. Yeah. It's just and at the
wild.
center of this all is like this 70-foot tall lumber man that they set fire to. Right. And the idea is that when it's done burning, at least originally it was when the bonfire is done, so is the festival. So they built the fucking thing as big as possible so it would go for days, if not weeks.
Have you ever done that before where you've actually had like a backyard bonfire and it's gotten out of control?
No.
Oh, that shit's nuts.
Yeah.
Like at my old place back in Dover, New Hampshire, we did one time, and for about a month straight, I would come out to go leave for work, and I would have to put hose water on the fucking hole in the ground because it was still going.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's still an underground fire going somewhere in Ohio. It's been going for 110 years because a coal mine caught fire and they couldn't put it out. So it's technically still burning.
That's part of what happened to the Titanic.
Is that Silent Hill? Is that what that is? Like, is that what because I think I know what you're talking about. Where the whole city's uninhabitable and it's like a fucking hellscape.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember because my brain is fried right now.
Fair.
The Centralia mine fire is a coal fire that has been burning underneath the borough of Centralia, Pennsylvania, since at least 1962.
Oh my God.
It's still going.
Dude, we're
Just
talking
keeps on going.
59 years and it's still on. It's like the goddamn tire fire in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
That's awesome.
We're right at our break.
Well, that's fucking wild, though. Pennsylvania, though, that's a weird place.
So we'll be back shortly for hour 2.
Oh, very good.
I don't trust Pennsylvania because it sounds like Transylvania. Fuck that.
Not to mention, the way you buy beer there is the stupidest way imaginable.